What up, you weirdos? Dave here, and I Like Knives. Here to talk to you today about the CRKT Pilar. Looks like Pilar. It was made by a Denmarkian, a Danish? There we go. A Dane, so we pronounce it Pilar. This little buddy has a blade of 2 inches, near about, a handle length closed of about 3.5, a handle width of about 1.5 at its widest point, and a depth of a little bit less than 1/2 inch. I do not normally bring weight into these things, not anymore, but it is important to note that this, for being such a tiny knife, tiny blade anyway, is about 4 ounces. Which is a little bit more than 4 ounces, which is a lot considering the size. And most of that weight comes in the blade stock. So we have a blade of 8 CR13 MOV steel, handle scales of, I don't suppose they're scales, just handles of stainless steel, also a stainless steel backspacer right here, which is a little bit of a different color to the rest of it. So I think that's a little interesting. Not really sure why, but whatever. Satin finish on the blade, bead blast on the handle, and maybe a bead blast or a stone wash on the backspacer. This is... It's good. It's worth picking up. I obviously don't have many notes on this because it is such a simple knife that it's hard to take notes on, basically. I do love the design, the overall, not quite cleaver style, but getting towards that direction of the blade. Obviously short, stocky, incredibly thick. I love the pocket clip. It is 2-position, either tip down or tip up, and is fairly deep carry. So obviously I love that. Per usual, I do wish the lanyard hole were moved or just not there because I don't use it and I don't care about it. But if you do use that and do care about that, there it is. It's there for you. There is no blade stop, but it's such a thick piece of metal, there's really no danger of that. Excellent size. I have been starting to take in more and more small folders for possible EDC, and this definitely fits into that. With a 2-inch blade, it's size comparison about the same size as the Kershaw Shuffle. So there you go. So obviously this is a classification of knife that I'm quite fond of. The smaller EDC project folders, as I erroneously call them, but will continue to do so. I also like the lock. Now this is a large space between the scales, and there's obviously no cutout for the frame lock, but there is a little bit of jimping in there, and the space is big enough that it works. The only time that you really need a space ground out there to access the frame or the liner lock is if there's not this massive space, and there is here, so it works. I love the forward finger choil, and especially how well integrated it is into the handle. When it's closed, you look at that little dimple, and kind of looks like a bird, I suppose. You'll look at that little dimple, and it's kind of confusing. Why is that design choice there? But it fits perfectly into your fingers. So this is a tiny knife that gives you a full four-finger grip. So it basically just extends the handle. Now I suppose you can hold it any which way, but it is specifically designed for this. You can also do this. And because of the Warncliffian style of the blade, that is absolutely possible for draw cuts and whatnot. I use this in my lunchbox at work to eat my food, cut up leftover pork chops or whatever need be. I've done that several times, and it's excellent for that because it is so small, but gives you a very, very good edge. It's good. Part of its appeal, as you can probably tell, I'm not a huge drooling fan of this piece. Mainly because of the blade thickness that makes it a little bit less usable to me. Because this blade thickness makes it feel like it's meant for harder use tasks. The CRKT introduction YouTube video to this mentions light chopping, which is idiocy, of course, because no, don't do that. But it's very clearly meant for a little bit harder use, which I will not be able to put it through in my lifestyle. But part of its simplicity and its price point, definitely another boost, I'm going down there soon, is that you can do whatever you want with it. JT's Knife Life, for instance, his introduction video to this is stop watching and go get it, and then has like a 10-part series of him buying these by the busload and taking them apart and modifying them and putting etches and whatnot. And they're really cool videos, go watch them. But that is made possible because it's just so simple. With a very simple, very big frame block, you don't have to worry about knocking anything out of place. Only a 3-screw system. And the price point. CRKT sells this on their website for $40, Blade HQ for $25, Amazon abnormally high at $34, and I bought this from Cabela's for $25. If you find it for $25, there's no real reason to think twice. If you are a small knife guy, there we go. If you enjoy small knives, you'll enjoy this. If you enjoy simplicity, you'll enjoy this. Out of 10 stars, I give this an, yeah, go do it. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, let me know down below. Other than that, have a great day.